So I decided to record it. Those are the chips I didn't like. Because I will be proper released tomorrow lunch at my uncle's and aunt's place. So what do I need? Something. And so I have 24 hours that I can leave the mental hospital now. So I guess. Ah, da hat es gerade ein Krähe. Oder ein Nein, das ist, glaube ich, Krähe. Further up, there are not the crows, but like normally ravens. So I will just go. I will not even bring the hat. In the forest, and the sun is not proper up yet. So. So. And I will not go through the gardens because that I wouldn't want to film. So. Ah, da hat es einen Rab. Das ist ein Rab. So, this is a raven. I guess. Yeah. Shoot. Well, I paused. So this is because there is no other. Well, so they have. But it's not the proper soccer place. And the moon. So it's three quarters full still. So those are the ones with the Swiss flag. So he was in elementary school with us as well. Same year, Fritsche. So they are the owners of the Holzek Bahn. So maybe now this. So that's in the direction of the. So this one. So that's to the Holzek, which is well just slightly left from the Mieten. So that's. But I will pause here for a bit. So. So here I have to check. I signed a copy of my book, but I didn't mention yet anything. So maybe it's still, yeah, so it's untouched still here. And I guess the same. So this is where we go, or we always went directly swimming to the Alp, and Carina as well. Badenixli. This is where this Betonbunker. This is where Grazer. So I mentioned from the Krümpi. Now here you could. I will check quickly. So here you could already buy some. Well, Zucchetti probably and salads, but you have to pick them from the field, right? So I mean this is so there would be the monastery, and I can hear it the bells ringing at the moment, but so here is just you would need to pick like kohlrabi and so on, and then So. I don't know this hydrant. 107. No, I didn't know that one. Never checked. So this is the place, right? And I know, like, I don't know if they so, but every day I guess went to Ayia Napa, so they probably didn't. No, they saw it because there is already some. Yeah, they took my. So, oh, I forgot my shoes. Ah. Oh no, I forgot to. Egal. So, this one I know 132. So, but now I'm just because I forgot the shoes. I'm just. Well, the reason I handed out those books, so I was just distributing 3 copies. So to make it not look that targeted, so this was the main reason. So here is Martina. She's just like 3-4 years older, and in a wheelchair now. So because of MS, and so well. So this is of course the famous hydrant where the background image value aligned, and I started filming earlier because there was the eine Katze, so eine blöde Kartierkatze. So I started earlier because so that would be good prey for the Milan. Such a cat, huh? But they don't listen to my commands yet. So well, this is the usual place where I go, or where we went swimming. So Maggie is where I bought at the Diorama this Palantir in my vitrine. And she is the sister of Ossi Rollner. So he had the biggest Briefmarken collection, so post stamp collection. Even a Basler Tübli, and he was the judge, but they don't get along at all nowadays. So, not at all. So. Pause again. They even have a private place to sit. So this is actually something I even managed with my grandmother when she was like 95. But especially when I lived there in 2017. So there is several lakes you can actually visit here. Accessible for a 95 or 93-year-old. So there is such low water at the moment that I could maybe even cross here, but so this is where I built the ice field, so for 3D or 4 or 5D ice hockey, so that you have several and then there are those jumps, right? So the like this one, and so you had to find a way to get up to the higher dimension, kind of. So there's a door. There is a door. And as I'm informed, I actually have a path right here. So this path there is my usual. So now because my shoes are a bit, I cannot just walk down there, I guess. So, but normally, yeah. Nah, I'm not even gonna. So. So. And then there is this small jump here, which I can just do with the left. So. Oh. And then to show that I'm really familiar with the place, so you could go up here, but the paths, the proper path is here. So. They cut freshly, but that doesn't really help much, I guess. There are some crows again. But the crows here, they don't know me yet. So this is the Dennis. Now I will visit the turbine graveyard over there from Winterthur. So normally I will do a proper workout, but today this is cancelled because I have to film it. Oh God, yeah. Look at this, how they maneuver. Like they can signal with mid-air maneuvering. So. And I have to promote a walk for later tonight because so far they just want to do nothing. But like, why not? If you are here, so I guess they don't, like, all the ones from elementary school except Pascal, who actually showed me the beuken. They don't know. They don't know about this. So, and this is the. So. Now I just have to prepare for the doggy. This is a dangerous one, but I will just greet it proper. It's just doing duty, I guess. The biggest Schandfleck da, der Sprungschanze. Wah. So. But that reminds us of Küttel. So. Ist er wieder da, der Hund? Hör nicht auf, hä? So I could maybe try to explain to the cows the ending, the best ending in existence. by Mani Matter. They are better listeners than there's was ist das? Milan? Ja, Milan. So they even conquered the territory up here now. So okay, I will try to explain. So it's the text is actually one of the most sophisticated you will find, but the content is not that well. On first glance, it's just like ich habe eine Uhr erfunden. I invented a clock. Wo ging nach 2 Stunden. So, always after 2 hours. Bleibt stehen. So, bleibt is the tricky, because that doesn't exist like that. Not even proper in High German. Somewhat. It's kind of is standing still. Bleibt stehen or is stopping after 2 hours all the time, right? Aha, ihr seht vielleicht nicht ein, was Praktisches soll sein. Da dran. So, okay, you might not understand what the practicality of this invention might be. Ich will nicht sagen, es ist von wegen. So, I will tell you, I will explain. It is because, wenn meine Uhr bleibt stehen, mahnt's mich dran, dass ich es ja ganz allein erfunden habe. Und dann dünkt's mich, ich sei gleich noch ganz geschickter Mann. Freudig ziehe ich sie dann wieder auf, gebe ihr für 2 Stunden Schnuff. Und das versteht er, ich kann es nicht aus sich, gibt mir neues Selbstvertrauen und einen frischen Mut, denn ich habe doch eine Uhr erfunden. So, zwar, sie ist nicht sehr präzise, nein, ist nicht sehr präzise, und gibt's tun, wo früh bist. Doch das stört mich in keiner Weise. Es gibt mir gleich das Gefühl von stolzer Majestät, denn ich... So like, this is just the same content continued. So, but... Eben, the clock is not very precise, admittedly. But it is my own invention. And so every 2 hours you have to kind of recharge it manually. I guess, ziehen sie so wieder auf. And this is like the circadian clock, right? So 2 hours is our cycle, roughly. And it's God recharging it, right? And so the ending is the best in existence. Because, like, so it ends, the song ends, and I just don't get how you cannot notice that. But I bet my uncle, who knows those songs by heart, even further than I do, didn't notice it. So the ending is just Gang nach 2 Stunden bleibt. So instead of it's the translation is always there. So instead of always stops, it is always there. And this is just the same issue we have with like faithless. So this inaction is the weapon of mass destruction. Inaktion. So they do not even get the core idea of it, right? So there are others, I have to take over. So viel hat es da noch nicht. Kennen Sie die Beukenhöhle? Nein. Es hat eine richtige Steinzeithöhle, etwa 2/3, aber es hat keinen Weg. Man muss über dort die Klippe. Aber es ist zum in die Höhle ist nicht so einfach. Aber also dort so, like eben, Mani Matter, it's not just that idea, but like eben, why do you even exist? Why did you go to school if you don't get this much? So if you don't get the core idea, it's the same for the Bible. So the Catholic Church chose the worst of the 3 strategies by far. And there are just 3. And this is not that was before I was born, right? So I will actually not go there. I will go to the crocodile in the forest. And so there is another wooden crocodile, 177 in Schmeriken. So the place where they search for weaponry as well. So it was that place, the cellar, and in Schmerikon our flat, or my flat. And so, also in rent. It's not, but there is this 177 and then there's a kindergarten. And there is a wooden crocodile. And this one is the real one. So this is kind of the one in the zoo. And here we have a wild wooden crocodile. But they didn't get it. So I already discussed this with moving pictures. When my uncle, so the one from Africa, Felix, will join the Zoom call on Wednesday. He made a candidacy for president in Switzerland. So the speech actually made it into Echo der Zeit, but because he had no lobby, no like political party backing him, he didn't even get 1 vote, of course, right? But for the ones that completely failed, it might have been the best attempt. I read that speech, so that's what is actually the right of every citizen in Switzerland. So you can hand in a speech, it's not that complicated, and then there is half a day on the Bundesplatz where those wild candidates have the opportunity to, well, just read the speech basically, I guess. So he was the climate, so Klimabundesrat, and there was actually some far right, left, blue anon youth coalition that kind of backed him. But I mean, they are this bad at organization. So well, so here I think I could go. So I peed. Where did I pee? No, so like I peed where. No, I peed on that cliff over there, right? Or tried to. And then, so, So I could just go there to the, because the crocodile is actually quite a bit further up, and you have access from the road. So it's at the Hundwileren road, and I don't have the, it's not the stamina or the lung. That would be no issue at all. The issue is the Klöten-Problematik. So I will just turn back. So where does this path? I think here. So if I remember correctly, there is like a path. So it's not a path. It's just probably the deers going here. And that's something like a lake. So I will go to that lake. No, it's not really a lake. It's more like a place where you can drink. But it might be further down even, actually. I don't remember. Let's see if I can find this lake. I could go to the Frauenkloster. So this is too high up. So this is like such a path, right? But this is not how I remember it at all. So there was no tricky, that path, there was nothing tricky about it. But it might be one cliff further up, so I don't remember. I just remember there was this, well, it's not really, maybe it's even artificial by the so this isn't the path either, but like this one I can manage. So where am I roughly? So like those mushrooms I do not remember. So that's another bad sign. I think I'm actually too high up even, but I'm not certain. So the water place, where is it? And this is the path, probably, maybe. So, but I don't remember if it is left or right. Yeah, this is the path. This is the path. So, yeah, this must be it. But if it's, I will just go back here then. I think it is left, but I will just go back here. Because I checked earlier, there is actually not that good of an access through the grass, so the farmer's land. So I kind of have to go back the same. Now I should just be able to follow this one and at some point make it to the water hole, the Timber Lake. So that's the Timber Lake. So it's just that's how I labeled it back then, because it's just a lake with timber. So let's try to find this Timber Lake again. So maybe it doesn't exist no longer, and it isn't, but now it's going this far up again. That's not how I remember it. But I mean, I do not remember every detail because I didn't consider it important at the time. So now, for the next like 10 days, I would obviously remember those mushrooms and so on. Now this is the path still. But going up there was completely unnecessary. I mean, this is the Justin Timberlake. So this should be a name they recognized. The YouTube algorithm and so on, right? I don't even know how far this path continues in that direction. So I don't remember. Where is this the Timberlake? I would bet behind this tree I would bet I would give like 97. So odds that this is my Timberlake. It is the Timberlake. So do you have a No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Or it's just dry. Huh? No, there is a real No, this isn't. So I would have lost that bet. And I was this certain. So it either was the Timberlake or there is another one. When I go back, I guess. No, this is already the Wasserversorgung. Down there is already the Wasserversorgung. So that I remember. So there is one slightly further up there as well. So I went too far. So let's try to find the real Timberlake on the way back. But it might have been this one. So I'm not certain at all. But no, there must be a Timberlake. Why would there be this path otherwise? So there is some cliff as well. The cliffs never look impressive on the recording, but so I'm quite certain there is one. So even though I failed that bet, I would bet again, like 85%. This is not the one that dried out. I'm quite certain there is one. And I'm on the correct path somewhat, and this path I remember led to Timberlake. I would even have a picture somewhere from 2023 where I was too scared to do my... So when the Claudio Terne fled the country, because it is such a right-wing, not just the AfD, in Ibrig, so that region. And that's where I stopped doing those rounds. There was another deer, but I missed it, of course. So this isn't an antler, but a bit. So is it? No. Is it there? Huh. I don't remember. Now I will not stop until I have solved that mystery. That's when I found all those mushrooms, like the first time in our career, not just mine. And there's some von einem Spazierstock. Yeah, well, I can use it as a marker. So I will not. So I will use this as a marker here. So I mean, this is not. That might even be a home for some insect now. So like from the 3rd of October, I completely stopped my rounds, and because of a broken rib with this encounter with the police, the AfD sympathizing police officer woman, it was even 10 days before that, or like a week before that I just had to stop going there. So, half a week, I don't know. So here, but this is the path. Or is there one slightly further up? So I should put the marker here. I should put the marker here. So then it is even an opportunity for someone to pick it up. Where did I put it? I don't even remember. This, like, I got it on record, so if need be, I can rewatch it. Well, the only guess left is up there. So I got here it is going up the path. So maybe this is the one that leads to the Timberlake. So. Or it just dried out. It just dried out. I mean, it's the hottest. It was the hottest June by far. Or since 2003, but like that could be the reason, of course. So. Was? Jetzt habe ich Google dran da. Ja, das will ich gar nicht. Aha. Wo ist jetzt der? Wo ist jetzt das Seil schon wieder? There it is! There it is! No, I mean, my memory is perfect. I just have to... And I don't think yours is that different. This is just how it works. You have to go back to the place reconstruct. I mean, like if I didn't have found this in the... No, it isn't another false alarm. No, there is a lake, right? It's just very small now. Just very small now. No, it isn't. This isn't it either. It has to be up there then. Yeah, I mean, this is too much. I have to check when I'm back here. So this is too much for me. I cannot. Maybe someone in my... Nah, they don't. No, it could be up there. So that one I have to check still. But then I have to go back and stop filming and like rest for an hour before I go back. This is a bit of a way too big expedition. Way too big. Much more than I had planned initially. Hä? Kopf, wer ist das? Wo ist das? I will go. I will go again. If it's not here, I will go again later day. I cannot. Those things, I just cannot. I just cannot. Until they are resolved, I just cannot. Is by the way the same with relations for me. I don't know. This is unnecessary. Yeah, but well, let's rest.